My name is Carr. I'm 42 years old. For 18 years, I was married to a man named Bevis. A man I once loved with all my trust. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't one of those stories with a cheating husband or a malicious mistress. Bevis wasn't cruel. He didn't yell, didn't curse, didn't hit me. His weapon was colder than that. Silent dinners, holidays drowned in emails. The slight smile he wore whenever I tried to speak up, as if to say, "You're too sensitive." I thought that was marriage. Stability, I told myself, would be my anchor. But in truth, it became my prison. Until one day, I saw her name, Stella. Messages on his phone. Younger, bolder, already in his life for months before I noticed. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I didn't even confront her. One June afternoon, I simply placed divorce papers on the table. Bevis glanced at them, nodded, and that was it. He kept the house, the one I decorated, the one I bled memories into. I walked away with a small share, a rented apartment, and a teapot set my mother left me. The early days after the divorce were quiet, too quiet. Coffee on a balcony overlooking pine trees. Some mornings I didn't even step outside. I just curled under a blanket, listening to old songs about love that once felt like mine. But slowly I started walking in the evenings, joined a yoga class, picked up painting, and with every brushstroke I found pieces of myself. One October afternoon at an exhibition, a man paused in front of my painting, a half-closed door in a misty garden. "I once saw a door like this in a dream," he said. His name was Egon, a widower, quiet eyes, gentle hands. The kind of man who carried his grief like a lantern instead of a weapon. We started having tea, then dinners, then laughter. And little by little, the weight inside me began to lift. Until one morning in April, a thick ivory envelope arrived. The sender Bevis, inside a wedding invitation. Bevis Langford and Stella Marlin. May 28th. I read it once, twice, 3 times. Anger. No, just a dull ache, like walking past the house you once lived in, now painted another color. I turned to Egan. He was sitting by the window, watering his herbs. When he heard my question, he just looked at the paper and said quietly, "What do you want to do?" I knew then he wasn't there to fill my emptiness. He was there because I was me, my quirky self with a heart full of stories. So I did what I always did, asked myself, what would Kay do? And that answer surprised me. Would you have gone to the wedding? Share your thoughts in the comments. For me, I decided to go, but not because of Bevis. Not to win him back, not to seek answers. I wanted to close a chapter, to tell myself that, yes, I had been broken, but here I was whole again. When my friends heard my plan, they urged me to make a scene, ruin the wedding. But I had no interest in theatrics. I just wanted to prove to myself that I wasn't afraid. For weeks I prepared, not to compete, not to show off, but to close a chapter. I painted a gift, a woman before an old door, holding a silver key. Beyond it, meadows, skies, a path leading to the horizon. In the corner, I wrote, "Sometimes the greatest gift someone gave you was when they walked away." The wedding was held at a grand hotel. Hundreds of white roses, glass candelabras. Bevies looked good, happy, stellar, gorgeous, radiant. My friends and I were seated at a round table, elegant menu, crystal glasses. An MC joked that the bride and groom chose a fixed menu so no one would starve or die of indecision. He gestured to the head table, like our dear friend Caviar, always the artist A. I forced a smile and lowered my head. My friends, they weren't subtle. Whispering, smirking. I just sipped my water. I could feel their eyes on me, wondering what I was thinking, but I wasn't focused on the couple. I was watching the guests. Some beaming, some bored, some there just for the free food. Then I noticed 2 empty chairs beside Stella's family, Bevis's parents. They weren't coming. When it was time for gifts, I stood up. "Everyone here has been so generous," I said. "So let me show you something I made." I walked to the front, showed them my painting. "The future is unwritten," I said softly. "And sometimes the greatest gift someone gives you is when they walk away." There was a beat of stunned silence, then a smattering of polite applause. I returned to my seat. My friends were staring at me. "I thought you'd make a scene," one whispered. I shook my head. Looking at the happy couple, I realized they were in their own world. They hadn't seen my gift. They weren't reading my painting. They had no idea I was there. Later, I watched from across the room as Bevy saw it. His hand lingered on the lid, his eyes stilled. Not anger, not triumph, just silence. The kind that comes when someone realizes what they lost and what they will never get back. Stella noticed too. Her smile faltered. Because in that moment, she understood. Some spaces in a man's past can never be filled by anyone new. Me, I didn't need revenge. My gift wasn't for them, it was for me. Proof that I had stepped out of the darkness, brushstroke by brushstroke. The next morning, I drank Earl Grey on my balcony. Sunlight fell across the floor. For the first time in years, I felt light-free. I rehung my paintings. Kept a copy of the one I gave Bevies, not as a wound, but as a milestone. I joined an advanced class, a gardening group. On Tuesdays, I walked by the lake with Agnes, talking about books, flowers, dinner. No drama, just life. And one evening I wrote in my journal, "Not everyone who leaves is a loss. Some leave to return the space we forgot we had, the space of freedom, laughter, and new days. Now I am content. Not complacent, but content. Eager to see what colors tomorrow will bring." Thank you for listening to my story. Tell me, if you were in my place, would you have gone to the wedding? Would you have left a gift like mine? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories of love, betrayal, and finding yourself again.